And here we go. Continue. Episode 5 awaits. So I just saved. I made sure to save before this. Should we recap? So, yes. So let's just recap episode 4. Actually, this might take a little while, but let's give a full recap. All the way up to this final episode, because this is the final episode. So full recap. This might take a while, though. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seem like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. As the locks fall, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what was once must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Faintly in the distance, you can hear the quiet notes of an old piano playing from another room. Yeah, we never really got further than that in that room. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen in the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Oh boy, it looks like there's an ad that's about to start. Barnyard. It's gonna be an ad break right here. Some people get the ad, some people don't, but the ad is gonna be like a minute and a half long. That might take up the time it takes me to read this, but oh well. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Oh my god, what do we do? Welcome home. And there's Wayne. Wayne protected me. My grandmother used to talk about those pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so that was episode 1. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we don't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Before you get the chance to decide whether or not to enter, it opens. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. I've been up thinking about what you went through all night. You and the old hippie make your way back to the kitchen. She gives one of Tabitha's few mugs a thorough rinse before pouring you a steaming tea from her thermos. Just don't make yourself a burden, alright? I have a lot to do today, so we see her office here. Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? The Sam Wayne fella, wasn't it? Whatever, if anyone asked, we never talked. Got it? I don't want to disappear too. And then there he is, Wayne. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, so just go someplace else before. Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with the dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina. She's heading up the hill. She went in. Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? My dad says our house is haunted. Oh yeah, they're in the caves. But she's interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. So this was episode 2. You turn to see Becca and Alexis gone, Rosalina anxiously hovering in front of the small tunnel in the cavern wall. She freezes as you notice her. So yeah, we stop her. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you feel it in your chest, like at the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives toward you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Anthony, are you alright? Oh yeah, we saw the vision. You and Tabitha managed to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Holy shit, you're okay, thank God. We could have died in there. What did you weirdos do? Everything was fine until you adults showed up. Becca, shut up. Shut up, you rebellious teenager. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. There are 2 of them now. Yeah, 2 possums. Are you ready to leave? Janie approaches from... As you ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the 2 of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Anthony, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now. And then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry you got caught up in that. You 2 did right by those kids, though. So this was episode 3 right here. What a blessing, everyone, getting out of that situation all right. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Anthony, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Anthony, aren't you? My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. Mrs. Forsyth called me on the phone and told me you saw what happened to my daddy. And then there's Isaac's. Thought you weren't gonna show. I put 2 and 2 together. I know you're related to the boss, and the other guys are all riled up. They're talking action. If they saw me with you here today, they'd think I was some kind of scab. But none of them will listen to me, especially now. They've all got bigger things to worry about than a single missing miner. I haven't forgotten about him, though. Anything you want to know, just ask. So I got some info from him. And with that, breakfast is served, so I spend the morning with Stella here. And then I meet the mayor of the town, which is an actual dog. I'm definitely gonna learn how to talk to animals in my second playthrough of this game. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's being elected to. And I fed him my boiled peanuts. Before you catch up with your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Street smart, whoever he is, you can feel his desperation to make a good first impression, a self-sustained and self-fulfilling prophecy. Sounds like an old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Anthony? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of this time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out of their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner roll, spaghetti, and a light salad. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Anthony is still in town? We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure it'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting it better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. Hold on, wasn't what's her name here also? The goth girl? The goth girl was here too. I don't know why she's not being showed here. I mean, that's why there's a separate plate right here. Hold on. Yeah, look, there's a second plate of spaghetti right here. That's because the goth girl was here too. I don't know why it's not being shown here. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain, wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay. Oscar startles as the door swings open. So yeah, this is all still episode 3. Hold it, you're not taking my cousin along any more of your little hijinks without me. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on the top of the stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor rounded stain in reddish brown. I'm going for it. And then everything goes black. And then all this stuff happens. Wait, do you hear music? Yeah, me and my cousin wake up, and there's a bunch of scary stuff happening. And then everybody, all of our friends, are possessed. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in the shadows rises to attention. Stella? There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Squish. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Bullshit! I hope I didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it? I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. Let's just leave. Agreed, Sybil, you got in here. Can you just get us out? Sybil sighs. Tabitha, are you sure you want to leave this finish unfinished? Absolutely, this is not our problem. If you think it's the best course of action, yes, I can get you out. It's only a question of seeing through the illusion. We're in the basement, even if all your senses are telling you otherwise. Try closing your eyes and remembering where you are. I'm so sorry, Anthony. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Anthony. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. You open your eyes and it's a new day. You check your messages, there's nothing from Stella. Okay, so this right here is episode 4. What happened last week? Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She was gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family. The Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. Are you sure it wasn't some animal that took your vegetable? Sir, you know Mr. Tremaine thinks that land belongs to him. He's probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door. For all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something you can do about it? I feel like that's foreshadowing. A missing pumpkin, of all things, a missing pumpkin in a horror game. I feel like I'm about to be face to face with a giant pumpkin monster. Like, for real. Tulip made up some imaginary friends and keeps telling us that they want her to go out there, like the word of some fictional character. Like the word of some fictional creature she's made up is going to convince us that it's a good idea for her to play in somebody's old garbage. But she's 7. Of course, she would get some funny little idea like that. I'd love to get the community to rally around a big cleanup. It's about time somebody got rid of all that junk. A wall of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones in hand form a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mines. So yeah, the miners are protesting. Oh, it's you. Should I go? Yeah, and Rodriguez is snitching on them. Yeah, and try not to get yourself noticed. Tabitha heaves a heavy sigh. Please, just forget everything you heard, okay? You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. Speaking of tea, I have some tea right here in front of me, too. Since I started playing this game, I've gotten, like, a bit of a sore throat, like, immediately afterward, because I'm not used to reading this much, like, vocally out loud. Even though that's probably one of the reasons that I started this whole channel, to be better with my voice. Oh, dear. But, yeah. I have a herbal tea right here, specifically for sore throats. It's called Throat Coat. Throat Coat with a C, mind you. Throat Coat with a C. Soothes sore throats and relieves coughs. It's sweet orange fennel flavored. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with a definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may, at the very least, be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy, lurking in plain sight. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Okay, so he was the cat. I didn't know this at the time last week, but I guess he was the cat. Oh, and foreshadowing. Look at his thumb. Look at the way his hands look. His hands already look kind of weird. And his ear kind of already looks a little bit pointy. A little bit of foreshadowing there. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear it down. And yeah, we saw the wall, then I got knocked unconscious with a seizure. I see a vision. And then he drags me downstairs into his basement. Enemies upstairs, enemy outside, we're surrounded. Oh yeah, and Wayne is trying to get in because he knows what Reese actually is. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Grrr, as Reese tears at his clothes. Paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone! And yeah, he's actually a demon. Dr. Kelly opens the door, the two of you stare out into the hallway. And then here he comes, demon form. Like, I would have thought like he was like a lichen, but lichens don't look like this. Yeah, lichens do not look like that. And they don't have paint powers. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. And yeah, I still can't believe I was able to do this. I used my hot powers. My hot persuasion powers. You step forward. Reese stares at you, a pained sadness creeping onto his unnaturally stretched face. I'm not a monster. And yeah, he just runs away. You sit on the log beside Stella because Stella has been sitting out by this road all day long. Anthony, how did you? I spent some time with her. Have your fun tonight. And Wayne's cool. Wayne's my backup guy. Wayne's cool. But you should consider returning to the estate tomorrow. Tabitha won't be around. Too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised at what you find. Stella, are you coming in? And then I had a nice night with Stella. We made out for a little bit. Like, really. We just made out. I figure a little bit more than that might have happened, but no, we just kissed and then fell asleep. You drift off, together, limbs entwined, exhausted and safe and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not, but whatever happens, you'll face it together. It is time to continue your journey. Okay, so that's the recap of everything that happened in the past 4 episodes. Wake up. You wake to the sound of a birdsong, and to the welcome aroma of breakfast sizzling down the hall of Stella's intimately cozy cottage. The soft cotton oversheet you're wrapped in still smells like her. The gentle morning sun shines in through her bedroom window, speckling the sheets with dazzling spots of light, warming the spot where Stella lay beside you all night. You feel like you've had a good night's sleep for the first time in days, and you know you have her to thank for it. Join her in the kitchen. Am I still in a bathrobe? Anthony, I hope I wasn't too noisy in there. I wanted you to be able to get some sleep. I'm sorry, be able to get more sleep. I know it's early. Still, it can't be too bad to wake up to somebody making pancakes for you, even if it is at the crack of dawn. Give her a morning kiss. Mwah. You take a step forward and leaning in close, you can feel Stella's smile broaden as you plant a gentle kiss on her cheek. Aw, Anthony, you can do better than that. Aw. Before you can pull away, she takes your face in her flower-dusted hands, pressing her soft lips to yours. Aw. Mwah. She smirks as she turns back to the pan. How'd you sleep? Aren't I the host here? Isn't that what I'm supposed to ask you? But I slept great. Of course I did. Thanks again for everything you did yesterday. You have no idea how light I feel right now. It's nice to wake up here knowing your face will be one of the first things I see. Aw, that's so... I feel like that's so very cheesy, but that's probably something cheesy that I would say, honestly. I can't believe you made me pancakes. You're amazing. Thanks for making me breakfast. I feel like I barely ate anything yesterday. I'm starved. Yeah, didn't I only eat like what? Just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You really didn't have to go to all this trouble. Pancakes. Oh, I want something else. I'm not saying that. Say nothing. Let me be sweet. Let me be cheesy. It was so nice to wake up here knowing your face would be one of the first things I see. Stella's gentle smile spreads into a grin. Well, aren't you romantic? I'm not usually good at coming up with sweet things to say, but hopefully these sweet pancakes will be enough to show you how excited I was to spend the morning with you. She chuckles. That was so corny. Like I said, I'm no good with words. And that's the last one. Let's have ourselves a breakfast feast. Pancakes! Still in motions with a pancake laden plate towards the table. You take a seat. Taste a bit of the pancakes. You take a multi-layered bite of Stella's pancakes. They're incredible. A perfectly crispy crust with a light and fluffy interior, still steaming from the heat of the pan, with a generous pour of maple syrup adding a flavorful sweetness. A rich, buttery aftertaste lingers on your palate. A stack of these, made with love by someone who cares about you, is a perfect way to start your day. You better not die. I swear, you better not die. This is a horror story. Things are going too nice. Things are going too swell. You better not die. Should we talk about Reese? Stella seems to choke slightly on her bite of food. Oh, I guess I'm not sure what more there is to say. He's some kind of monster that's currently out there, roaming the countryside, and somehow I, a professional cryptid hunter and one of his best friends, never had any clue. I'm honestly so embarrassed. I just hope he stuck around town. I know he, kind of attempted murder last night, but he's a nice guy. He probably just lost his head for a second. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't in a situation like that? I hope we run into him today. I'd like to get to know the real Reese. Maybe I can get him to do an interview for my channel. Wayne and said Tabitha wouldn't be around today. I think we should bust into the Forbidden Wing today. So what's the plan for a day? What if we just take a chill one? No ghouls, no mysteries, just hanging out before I leave in a few days. Me, I would love to say this personally, but I feel like that would be anticlimactic. So I would probably say something like this, but first, spend a day, that's all good. It's good to have you back, I really missed you yesterday. Nothing to say. Well, first, it's good to have you back, I missed you. It's good to be back. Sitting out in the cold all day, feeling miserable wasn't exactly fun, but I guess it's something I had to do. It seems like everything that's happened so far is connected to your family. I've been itching to explore the Forbidden Wing since I first started hanging out with Tabby. Maybe we can sneak in today and see if it has any clues. How can we be sure Tabby won't be there? I know Tabitha, she'll be at work. Plus, isn't there a strike going on or something? No way she's going to be relaxing at home today. We'll have the place to ourselves. I broke into the Forbidden Wing on Monday and didn't find too much. The place was falling apart and really hard to get around in. Alternate plan, we sit around all day. Let me tell her since I was able to sneak in. I broke into the Forbidden Wing on Monday and didn't find too much. The place was falling apart and really hard to get around in. Well, you didn't have me with you. I'm sure that both of us together will have an easier time with things. Alright, pancakes have been eaten, and I am fueled up for today's activities. Let's head out. Stella stands up, Gretchen hopping down from her chair. They stand at Stella's side, and the two of them lead you to the door and out into the chilly night air. The walk through town is quiet. It's early, and though you can smell the dinner, cooking up breakfast for hungry miners and brewing coffee for cops to sip while ignoring the horrors plaguing Scarlet Hollow, Main Street is deserted. You and Stella feel like the only people in the world, watching the sun rise over the abandoned library. The estate looms over the three of you, more unwelcoming than it's ever been, as if the small bit of time you spent away in the warm house still full of the love that built it was made of mere thought of the crumbling manor unbearable. Wow, I can barely remember the last time I made it all the way up that hill. Berlin didn't exactly make it easy for me to see Tabitha, so we usually hung out anywhere else we could think of. Your aunt had a tendency to shoot first and ask questions later, so I figured it was best not to risk winding up at the business end of her shotgun. You only make that mistake once. It's sad to see how much worse it's gotten. The cliff used to be a lot further away from the house, but it's claimed a lot of ground. The place looks like it could fall away any day now. Yeah, it does. That's what I thought. Straight up, this whole side of the building seems like it's gonna fall off. It used to be such a beautiful house. Together you crossed the threshold, the ancient door creaking open to reveal the familiar dusty foyer. Knowing Tabitha isn't here to keep you in line gives the place a new feeling, like you have the complete ownership of this place, and that any secrets it once held are yours to be uncomfortable, if only you can figure out where to look. You can feel how much the floor is tilting. Geez, the place really has gone to the dogs since the last time I was here. Everything feels so much colder and disused. I can't believe Tabitha is still living here. I'm sure she has a lot of memories tying her to this place, but it feels like it could come down around our ears any second. So, where to first? Explore. First, my bedroom. I want to see if those possums are still there. First, explore. My room first. Oh, got something up there you want to show me? Still, it gives you a flirtatious wink. Lead the way. Yeah, let me show you the doll. See if you got any sort of story on it. The two of you make your way up the rickety stairs into the guest room. The moment you enter the room, Gretchen and Frou-Frou start growling at each other. Uh-oh, this is gonna be trouble. Oh, usually the cat is in the kitchen. Gretchen lets out a short, sharp yap. That's all it takes for Frou-Frou to launch from the bed, skittering away down the hallway. You hear her gallop down the stairs, undoubtedly returning to her spot in the kitchen. Gretchen is victorious. Anyway, if I remember correctly, this is Perlan's old room, right? Tabitha really wasted no time getting this place turned over for guests. Someone has been here. The closet is wide open, and its contents have been dragged out into the room. A discolored residue smeared on some of the larger boxes, giving you a hint as to who might be behind the privacy. The invasion of privacy. Holy shit, that mess has gotta be Wayne, right? I think I know if you were that messy. Does that mean this is where Perlan died? Check on the opossum. You make your way to the dresser, pulling out the drawer to check on the little opossum who lives there and the large one that joined it. But they're gone. Not even the bread remains. It's just an empty drawer. Oh, are you getting changed? I could give you some privacy. Or not, whichever. Frou-Frou must have scared off the opossums. We must find them. Those last nasty little opossums finally left. There's usually a little opossum in there. Hope he's okay. Aw, opossums are so cute. Weird that one lives in the drawer right next to where you sleep, but I guess I'm sorry he wandered off. And I'm glad you took the shower at my place. You slid the drawer shut. Does that mean this is where Perlan died? I wouldn't know. Tabitha hasn't really said anything about it, but she died in her sleep, so one can assume. It's okay, now you can just sleep in my bed for the rest of the week. If Tabitha gets mad, oh well. She shouldn't have made you sleep in a dead lady's bed without even telling you. Investigate the closet. The closet was not like this yesterday morning. So your room's been tampered with, all the more reason to check it out. You install across the room to investigate the open closet door. Where's the doll? Oh, the back of it hangs slightly ajar. It looks like there was never a solid wall at all, but rather a door. Previously hidden behind the pile of boxes and papers that was dragged out of the way overnight. There is no doorknob, only a small circle of metal where the knob would be, punctuated with a keyhole. Is that a hidden door? I knew it, yes. I knew there was gonna be hidden passages. Stella whips out her camera, nearly fumbling and dropping it in excitement, but she regains her steadiness, aiming into the gloom of the closet at the sliver of light from the room beyond. Stellars, you are not gonna believe this. We are in fact in the Scarlet Estate, trying to get to the bottom of what is exactly going on around town, and have just uncovered this hidden door in Anthony's closet. I think you're right, Stella. Wayne is behind this. Don't you think Tabitha is going to get mad at you for filming this? Like legal action mad? You're right, Stella. Wayne is behind this. Does that mean Wayne knows about the layout of the Scarlet Estate? You know, I'm starting to wonder what he has to do with all this. He follows you around everywhere, right? You should see what kind of information you can get out of him. It sounds like to me he knows a lot more than he's letting on. Let's see, he made this too easy. It feels like a trap. You're going to be the death of me. You go in first, I'm too scared. This is too easy. I don't trust it. We're going downstairs. Let's see. We're going in. That's right. You both step forward, Stella filming as she dramatically opens the door. its hinges creaking appropriately. Together you enter the forbidden wing of the Scarlet Estate. The room you find yourselves in is mostly barren, with no real furniture to speak of. The wallpaper is peeling with neglect, and the floor tilts uncomfortably beneath you. Already you can see why Tabitha would be so intent on keeping you out of these unused rooms. This doesn't feel like a place for humans anymore. Stella continues forward excitedly, camera held up to catch every detail. You follow her into the hallway beyond the small forgotten room. Wow, an exclusive look at the ruins of the Scarlet Estate. Even if we don't find anything supernatural in here, this is already great stuff. Before you is a long hallway. Dust dances in the weak sunlight, beaming in through the cracked glass. A tinge of mildew stings your nose, warning you away, though there's nowhere else to run to now. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Oh, these are fresh prints. She zooms in on what you now notice is a faint trail of human footprints along the dusty floor of the hallway. Looks like our friend has been doing some exploring of his own. We'll have to be more careful. I'd rather not run into him while sneaking around in here. Investigate the ornate entryway. You both make your way to the dark doorway in the middle of the corridor. It seems like some kind of entertainment room, the sort you'd expect out of a fancy rich people who wanted to show off. It would feel elegant if not for the massive crack that runs the entire length of the floor. The air here stinks of mildew. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There is a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Geez, it's a miracle any of this is still standing. Tabitha should really think about moving before this half of the house decides to finish falling off the cliff. As Stella excitedly films B-roll of the ruined parlor, something else catches your eye too. A bookshelf, or rather, what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond, once hidden now exposed by the rot of this house. And it seems that Stella has spotted it too, as she turns her camera toward the dark entryway. A hidden room? Oh man, the fans are gonna love this. Explore the painting, explore the hidden room. First, the painting. The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The town hall, the estate, the mines, the church, the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of this painting. And then there's somewhere you've yet to see, the historical Callaway Tremaine homesteads. And that would be our little town. Oh, there's a little plaque under it. In commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project. Let the past never be forgotten. Oof, I feel like writing something like that is just asking to wind up gathering dust in a neglected room like this. Let this be a lesson to all my viewers looking to immortalize their life's work. So, all two of you maybe. Investigate the hidden room. Stella takes you by the hand, her firm grip lending you a sense of security even as you both step over the wide gap in the floor. Together you duck between the shelves, stepping over water-damaged books and into the darkness of the hidden room. Ooh, this looks dark. This looks fancy. This looks like an office. This place is dark, and its features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper is a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single stall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty, but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Gretchen barks out at the rest of the room, attempting to intimidate whatever it is she smells. Shh, Gretchen. We wouldn't want anyone to find us here. Who knows, they might try to seal it back up. let's see, Amontillado style. Gretchen quiets down, but that doesn't stop her from thoroughly investigating the space. This is it, Stillers. The kind of find every urban explorer hopes for. A hidden room, locked away in the Scarlet Estate, full of weird artifacts and keepsakes no one has ever supposed to find. They weren't counting on a couple of investigative documentarians like us looking, but here we are, about to blow your family's sordid past wide open. Examine the desk. You step towards the desk. Maybe there's something worth finding in its drawers. Okay, so top drawer. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter-writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener and a wax stamping kit emblazoned with the initials ES. The wax seems slightly gnawed. Underneath, you find a pile of crumbling financial documents, scrawled in a neat cursive in every spot that needed a signature in the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this must be his study. And hidden among the documents, you find an ancient photograph. A stern blonde man stares up at you from the detritus at the bottom of the drawer, a face you're surprised to find you recognize. It's the man from your vision, the one from the hospital bed. Hey, I've seen that before. That's the picture of Theodore that they put in the local history books. That's your great-great-uncle or something, the one who died in the collapse. Tell Stella about my vision. No way. Enoch was working with a witch, and that she'd be able to help him fix things, but this was in the hospital after the collapse. He and Enoch talked in the hospital afterwards. Teddy was supposed to come home. Let's mention a witch, because I feel like Stella would like that. Stella would like me mentioning a witch. Stella focuses the camera on you as you explain the vision you saw yesterday. She clearly shocked by this revelation, drinking in every word, eyes growing wide. A witch? And then somehow they managed to convince the whole town that Teddy died in the collapse? But if he didn't, and some witch was involved, sounds to me like your family was more than just Charlie Shaw's skeleton in their closet. Explore, street smart, feel around for anything you might have missed. Yeah, street smart. Let's see. You search for anything more notable among the contents of the drawer. You notice something particular. An irregularity in the molding along the top edge of the desk, almost as if it had been moved and replaced at some point. You slip a hand into the drawer, feeling along what would usually be a solid oak of the top of the desk, but the space is clearly hollow, your fingers making light knocking sounds as they fumble against the wood. Fortunately, it's a very simple lock, and you have years of experience. In moments, the secret drawer slides open, revealing its treasures. Oh, these are the symbols we've been seeing. It's a bundle of notes. As the pages unfold, Stella's eyes grow wide. Isn't that... Scrawled on the first page is a design you find familiar. It's the stone from the pit in the mines. Its many-armed design is scratched into the paper by an untrained hand. There are more here, and little notes next to them. The handwriting is terrible. I don't even think some of this is in English. But it looks like this one says prosperity. There are other drawings here, some of which you find just as familiar. The goat-headed carving was the one once at the town hall, and the circle of figures from the clinic. There are notes scrawled in the margins around the designs, most either illegible or written in some language you don't understand, though a few words stand out. Prosperity next to the stone from the mines, dominion paired with the stone from the town hall, vitality with the clinic. The remaining captions seem to read Spirit, Bounty, and Throne, all attached to designs you don't recognize. And the bottom drawer. The bottom drawer offers some little resistance as you try to pull it out. It seems like it was locked, though a bit of metal attempting to hold it shut has been rusted to the point of uselessness years ago. It gives in with a sharp tug, rotting wood splintering softly somewhere. within the century-old century-old desk. Oh, you're surprised to see familiar faces staring up at you from within the nest of odd glass vials. It's the little opossums from your room. It seems they found their way into the Forbidden Wing. Gretchen barks and strains to get at the poor beasts, breaking the eerie silence of the Forbidden Wing with the cacophony of doggy wrath. The opossums in return fall over, fainting death. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. I'm not letting you go after a couple of poor little opossums. You don't even have teeth. This isn't a fight you're gonna win. So that's where they are. Stella reaches out a foot, holding the squirming Gretchen close to her chest, and slides the drawer shut. The opossums are safely stored away where the bloodthirsty, toothless pug can't try to wrap her gums around the little throats. Alright, step away from the desk. You step away from the desk. You've seen enough. Let's go back. I hope I keep keeping those documents. Let's see where those footprints lead. You find yourself on the 3rd floor of the estate for the first time. As you take in your surroundings, Stella slowly pans the camera down the length of the hall, working to build dread and tension for her future viewers. She clears her throat again, resuming her narration in a charmingly professional hosting voice. Clearly, Anthony and I are not the only people who have passed through the supposedly forbidden wing. Who knows? We might wind up running into someone else sneaking around in here. If you're watching this as found footage after the two of us have went missing, now you know where to start looking for our bodies. She drops the camera after her morbid joke, her voice returning to its usual casual cadence. Looks like the footprints go all the way down this hallway into the far door. Approach the window, move the boxes from in front of the nearest door, enter the middle room. Well, let me go from here to here to here like that. Enter the middle room. Oh boy, we've got a haunted nursery, everybody. Explore the bookshelf. The top shelf is occupied by antique books like Dick and Jane, nursery rhymes, ancient editions of Grimm's fairy tales. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing practice workbooks. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. Your family may have been wealthy, but maybe not in joy. Read a few writing practice books. Why not? Alexandra. You leaf through a few of the practice workbooks, gently turning the near-crumbling pages. Reasons Mommy should take me and Maribel to the zoo. 1. We have been very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. 2. Maribel says elephants are so big and I would like to see one. 3. I think it would be very fun and Mommy would have a good time. All are signed with the carefully scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes unfocused as the many practice sentences and letter copying pages flash by, but something near the back of the book gives you pause. In a section that starts with the prompt, "Today I," Alexandra continues with, "talked to the boy in the wall." The boy in the wall? Are you kidding me? People are going to think I planned this or something. It's just too creepy. You're done here. Return to the hall. Hey, hold on. This encyclopedia has something sticking out of it. If Daddy plays with me and Maribel, if my family goes to the zoo, if Mommy and Grandpa took us to work, if me and Maribel and Mommy and Daddy and Grandpa have a picnic. So you got little kid stuff. Little kid stuff. All are signed with the carefully scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. There are strange, fantastical elements to these pictures. Everyone is smiling and sitting together as any family would in a child's drawing, and yet it feels like these are drawn in the same hopeful way a child would draw a unicorn, expressions of some reality that Alexandra could only dream of. There are less joyful illustrations as well. Daddy napping shows the father sleeping in the chair, a bottle of brown liquid conspicuously drawn on the table next to him. The girls hovering in the doorway some distance away. Mommy going to work shows the girls crying in the upstairs window of the house as their mother walks away, an angry frown scrawled on her face. Wow, these are awful. The viewers are going to eat this up. You get the feeling that these are more accurate depictions of the girls' lives. The last picture you pull out gives you pause. There's a new figure here, seemingly drawn behind a barrier. The two girls sit on the other side, smiles on their cartoon faces. The boy in the wall. There he is again. Still, make sure to linger on the image, getting plenty of B-roll on the scribbled lines. You're done here. Return to the hall. You go back and... Let me move these boxes. The boxes slide out of the way with a bit of elbow grease. You push past them and into the room beyond. I was so fixated on the footprints I didn't even realize there was a room here. That probably means this has some really good stuff. The kind of stuff people put away hoping no one will ever find it. The kind of stuff that makes it for a great video. Hey. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made, its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow giving off the feeling of tidiness. Even with cobwebs stretched between each corner of its four-poster frame. Search the desk. You step towards the desk, its drawers practically overflowing with stationery. A whole lot of letters. You start opening drawers, each one is filled with paper, stacked haphazardly, practically spilling out as you attempt to dig through for anything important. All these bills and receipts are in Everdene's name. Guess we know whose desk this is. The rest of the room is so neat and tidy, it's amazing that her drawers are still in such a hoarder's nest of old paper. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Scarlet ladies have always been like this, pretending they have everything together on the surface, then being a total mess on the inside. Sounds like Tabby to this words. Meh. Pardon me. Let me drink some tea. Okay. Sounds like Tabby to a T. Sounds like Tabby to a T. That is like a tongue twister right there. Sounds like Tabby to a T. Oh, don't tell her I said that. When you reach the bottom right drawer, you find something entirely different. Greeting cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some opened, some sealed, some crumpled into messy balls. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Tabby, hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Perlan treats you to your best Christmas yet. Not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, but I sent you a little something that made me think of you. I made sure they were the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty, and they still got that beach smell. And make sure you put your ear up to them too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. And in case you think that makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash too, so you can get yourself something a little nicer than glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Perlan to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much, Tabby, and I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me anytime. I know you've always wanted to see what it's like out in the East. I've made sure to write out my address on the back of this card, just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. Been missing you, my incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. Tabitha's dad, oh. Oh my god. Stella lowers the camera, averting its gaze from the deeply personal letters. Tabby said her dad never tried to get in touch, that he just abandoned her. You pull out another, from closer to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby, it's me again, your old dad. So, the big 2-0. I can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncy little kid doing cartwheels on the front lawn, telling me what various sounds animals make like you're the professor of animal noises. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them, even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. I mean, we haven't spoken in almost 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. I'd like to think we'd get along, though. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I've got a guest room all set up, just in case. It's always ready for you, kid. I love you, and I always will, no matter who you turned out to be. Love, Dad. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened envelopes dated from when Tabitha was just a kid, all from him. It kind of looks like Everdeen and Pearlan were keeping these from Tabitha on purpose for practically her entire life. I don't even know if we should tell her. I mean, there could have been a good reason, right? Like maybe he was awful and telling her would be painful and dredge up bad memories, but we should tell her. But let's pretend they were in one of those boxes in my room. We have to tell her. Let me be street smart about it. I'm a street smart person. Let me do a street smart thing. This is the reason why I did this. Oh, smart. She wouldn't have to know we were back here. Scylla scuffs a handful of letters in her bag. And the closet. You make your way to the closet. It's as lifeless and tidy as the rest of the room. It seems Everdeen kept things neat and orderly, or as neat and orderly as she could, considering the decaying state of the place. It looks to me like this is where Pearlan would go shopping for Tabby's clothes. It's exactly the sort of thing she wears. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen her in that dress before. The only thing here besides her clothes and shoes is a box. Shaved off to one side, you pick it up. Child-size overalls, striped shirt, and a small pair of trousers with suspenders still attached. One of those little sailor suits boys from the 50s were always wearing. Boys' clothes. That's weird. When was the last time a boy was born into the family? Other than you. Oh yeah, oh. When you pull out the last shirt, a note revealed tucked away in the bottom of the box in a protective plastic sleeve. It's scrawled in almost illegible handwriting, written in some thick brown watery ink that's cracked with age. Mommy, I am in here too. I love you. What the? Stella handles the note. Gretchen anxiously stomps on the floorboards. It's okay, Gretchen, you don't have to squirm so much, it's just a paper. Really creepy paper. Stella zooms in on the unsettling note, making sure the camera takes in every detail. Okay, I got the footage I need. You should put that back before you get a curse from it or something. You drop the note back into the box, once again covering it with clothes. Folks, what you just saw was found in the bottom of a box of boys' clothes, hidden away in Everdeen Scarlet's closet. Yet the only children she supposedly ever had were 2 girls. This mystery is getting so thick, it's gone from gumbo to gravy. I found records yesterday, actually. Everdeen had a stillborn boy. Middle name Charles. Yeah, we found those documents, didn't we? Stella's eyes go wide. No way. You're not just winding me up, right? Because that is a bombshell. I mean, do you think Charlie... But then... Oh my god. Okay, hear me out. What if he wasn't stillborn? I mean, he would have been a bastard son, right? And with Enoch the way he was, and the fact that your family has the whole Southern Gothic thing going on, I hope we find more about this. Forget about gravy. The mystery just boiled over. Yeah, what if the boy wasn't stillborn? What if he was kept alive but was hidden in the walls? Like, straight up, like one of those, I think, wasn't there a movie or something about, um, someone giving birth to twins, but they kept one of the twins in, like, in the basement or in the attic? Like that? Because the boy with the other twin was evil? Ooh, I got an achievement. Her ladyship's chambers. Explore Everdean's bedroom. Okay, we return to the hallway. Explore the window. Just the window. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That sure is a cliff. There is nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees. The ground have crumbled away. The only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the straining foundation that still somehow holds the place together. At least for now. Jesus. Follow the trail to the farthest room. You continue following the trail of footprints, approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. Street smart, someone left it open for you. Gretchen begins to shake in fear, whining meekly as she glances around the room with wide, anxious eyes. It's okay, Gretchen. It's just a big, empty room. There's nothing to be scared of. Stella crosses the room, training the camera on the door on the far side, like the way you entered. It, too, has been left ajar, as if inviting you to explore what might be behind it. The doors to this room seem like they would be almost totally invisible if they hadn't been left open. There are... Oop. Hold on, I heard the po-po. I heard police sirens outside my window. Okay, we're good. The doors to this room seem like they would be almost totally invisible if they hadn't been left open. There aren't handles or anything, just keyholes. So it's gotta be a hidden passage. Amazing. Your family really pulled out the stops when it comes to creepy stuff. Follow Stilla. You exit into the short hallway. There are stairs here, leading back down to the lower floors, but there's also another door. It's hanging ajar. The many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmering in the weak morning light. Okay, now pardon me. There is about to be a ad break, and I don't want to just keep on reading while an ad plays to some of my audience people. So I'm gonna pause for a moment. Pause for a moment. Let the ad do its thing for a minute and a half, and I'm gonna sip some of my tea. So yeah, let me wait for the ad to finish, and then I will continue. Pardon me, y'all. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. For those who can still hear me, yeah, it really does seem like, even though I started streaming for the specific purposes of learning how to read better, of improving my voice, it seems like after I do these specific streams where I read this visual novel, I get a sore throat right afterwards. So yeah, I bought a whole bunch of sore throat stuff. I bought Organic Throat Coat Cough Drops by Traditional Medicinals. That's a brand. The brand is called Traditional Medicinals. I bought the cough drops, and I bought the throat coat herbal teas, which is the same flavor. And I even also bought these cough drops that are from... Where are they from? From China. These throat lozenges. They're distributed through US and Canada. But yeah, it's Chinese. Lozenge place. Solstice. They're so good that they come in like their own little medicinal packaging. But alright. Ads over. Let me continue. So, let's see what's on the other side. The door frame itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond. Time and time again. Oh yeah, look at all those locks. Look at all those locks. Boy, oh boy. Holy shit. Gretchen's whining reaches a fever pitch. Geez, okay, I get it. The scary room is too scary for the little dog like you. You don't have to go in, just don't go running off anywhere. See how the edge of the door is all messed up? Looks to me like something didn't want to be put back in there. Put back in there. Yeah, like they were, like something got dragged in there. Before you can stop her, Stella steps into the little room, her camera drinking in every detail. Oh my god. You step forward to join her, Gretchen remaining rooted to the floor outside. Wait, that's the doll from my closet. This was a prison cell. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. The walls are covered in scratches, legible words mixed in with the nonsense of desperate clawing. The one window set high in the far wall is fitted with a thick pane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be able to hold the imprisoned. You can't help but notice that the doll from your closet sits watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping. It adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. Property of Alexandra. Look at all these scratches in the walls. Did a person do all this? I can't imagine how much it must have hurt. It stinks too, like nothing I've ever smelled before. I've been in the sewer drains that smelled better. The smell in this space is so putrid that it has a presence of its own, and your eyes can't help but be drawn to the still wet bucket tipped over in the corner of the room. It's still wet, Tabby. What happened here, Anthony? What the hell happened here? Your eyes are drawn to the massive, almost letters dug as deep into the brick as the cell's prisoner could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. Yeah, what does that say? Like right here? Over, like odor, yeah, I really can't tell. I know that's an O. That's an O right there. That doll used to be in my closet. Stella walks over to the doll and examines it. Property of Alexandra. Kids always talked about how she went missing. It's one of our town's urban legend. I wonder if they ever found her body. Maybe there wasn't a body to find. The boy in the wall. And then Alexandra. This doesn't all feel like old skeletons in the closet either. This smells too fresh, and some of those locks on the door are modern. Still lets the statement hang in the air. I just hope Tabitha didn't know about all this. To think it's possible that the whole time we knew each other, all those nights we stayed up late talking, she might have known this existed. Oop, hold on. Pardon me, my darling, lovable, adorable younger sister just came in and brought me dinner. Oop, pardon me. Sorry about that. I just clanged the plate right next to the microphone. I am so sorry. That must have been really, really loud. Let me just. There we go. But yes, I now have dinner in front of me. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have a darling, adorable younger sister. Alright. Darn, I'm just looking at my dinner. It looks so yummy. She made baked fish, some sausage, some Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts aren't, that good, but if you season them just right, they're, tolerable. Very nutritious, and my sister cooks them so often that she learned how to make them really, really good. No joke. No, she didn't know. She wouldn't have let something like this happen. Let's just get out of here. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, pardon me. Didn't mean to burp directly into the microphone. Let's just get out of here before somebody slams the door on us, or you and Stella are interrupted by the sound wrapping around you. Music. The tinkling of piano keys playing by the clumsy hand. They echo up a narrow staircase at the end of the hall, one you've yet to travel. You hear that creepy music, right? Stella seems uncharacteristically shaken. She clutches at your arm, the camera trembling in her hand. Oh god, someone else is in here. Street Smart, you know who this has gotta be. It's Wayne, trying to be dramatic and mysterious. Though it seems to be working, as you can tell from the wild-eyed look in Stella's eyes as she stares down at the length of the hallway. There is something strangely compelling about it, too. Like he's giving you a personal invitation, asking you to come find him, rather than forcing you into another confrontation. The two of you stagger back into the hall. Do you think it's him? Wayne? Stella seems to swallow her momentary fear, straightening back up and letting the light return to her features. If it's him, he could have information. He seems like he knows a lot about what's going on in town. And who knows, maybe he'd be more willing to talk now that we have found all those secrets your family has been hiding. I'll go alone. He might be more willing to talk if it's just me. We'll go together. If Wayne wants to talk to me so badly, he can ditch the theatrics and just talk to me. Let's leave. No way I'm going to be looking for somebody spooky eye playing music. Take your hand and go back the way you came. Take your hand and follow the music. We'll talk to him to get together. Of course, no way we're splitting up. I'm not gonna let that creep draw you into some trap without me around to help you out. Come on, Gretchen, I'll carry you out. Stella scoots up Gretchen, the pug still visibly shaking with fear. This place seemed to instill in her, though Stella's comforting grip seems to ease the poor little doggy's spirit. That's right, my little old lady. Nothing bad happened, besides being shaken to my core, I guess. But nothing physical. We're just seeing one scary man and then we're leaving. Her grip is firm and warm and reassuring, and together you make your way down the hall to the source of the eerie music. The stairs take you into what you have to assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of cramped passageways hidden away behind the expensive rooms of the estate without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist. A descent deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet Estate, the echoing piano your only company. Soon enough you see light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of the nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorienting as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholic harmony as it whips in from the overgrown country outside. But as you make your way into one of the side rooms, early dark save for the open doorway of the far wall, the music stops. There's no warning and no gentle fade or dramatic slamming of keys. There he is. Hey, Wayne. Oh, wow, everything's all slanted. When you make your way to the music room, Wayne is already standing, his eyes glimmering in the darkness behind the stained veil. I hoped you'd come alone. Well, you better get used to having me around, because your days of harassing Anthony are over. From now on, you'll have to harass both of us. That's all right. You can enjoy your slattering. You and I are already bound by our fates. You need to come to understand that if you expect to help anyone, help yourself included. You're running out of time. Answer is called the Angel of Music. And I got an achievement that's called Angel of Music. He slips away into the shadows. What did he just call me? Whatever. Let's just leave. Okay, leave, yeah? No, I think we've seen enough. And the floor down here feels like it could give away and throw us down the cliff at any second. Yeah, let's go. The warmth you and Stella shared last night seems to fall apart in the fresh air, shaken by the unknown secrets of your family's past. A tense silence holds between the two of you as your mind does its best to grapple with what you found. Why is the music so tense, and why is everything a little bit blurry? Yeah, I still see the little guys around here. Yeah. The cell, the doll, Enoch's occult sanctuary, the boy on the wall, and his outfits in the Embroidering's closet. Is it possible your cousin has known about all of this? Your eyes dart back up to Stella. Her gaze is fixed on some of the non-existent point far off in the distance, and you can only try to imagine what she might be thinking. Maybe she feels you're connected in some impossible way to what you've just discovered, like you carry whatever went on there in your blood. And Tabitha, who has lived under the same roof as that cell her entire life. This silence feels like a terrible thing, like detritus clogging the air, suffocating the fragile growth of a barely formed relationship. There is a feeling that the longer you wait to say something, anything, the more your tentative relationship will unravel second by second. So say something. Say anything. Just break this awful silence already. Are you mad at me? You're not posting any of that online, right? So you're posting that to your channel, right? I had nothing to do with any of that. I don't think we can trust my cousin. Do you think Tabitha knows? Tabitha has to know, right? There's no way she doesn't. Do you think Tabitha's going to lock me up in there? Maybe the dungeon was just a sex thing. No. I had nothing to do with any of that. Of course not. Why would I think? I never think you'd have anything to do with that. Just like it's obvious Tabby doesn't have anything to do with that. We have to see her. She deserves to know what we found in there. God, those letters from her dad, her mom kept so much from her. It makes me so mad just thinking about it. Explorer, Street Smart, let's say just for a second that we can't trust her. Why would we ever risk tipping our hand and letting her in on what we'd found, on what we know? Explore Hot. I don't want my cousin to drive a wedge between us. We trust each other, right? We've always been so quick to defend her. How can we trust her? Okay, I can go with the hot thing or I can go with the street smart thing. Let me go with the hot thing. I am a hot. I'm going to say the hot thing. We trust each other, right? I don't think... Okay, I get it. But if we're not going to Tabitha, then what are we supposed to do? We have to do something. No, fine, you're right. Confronting Tabitha right now is the thing that makes sense. Everything else that comes to mind feels bad. I think we need to give Tabitha a chance to clear the air. Everything else I can think of feels like delaying the inevitable. Excuse me. Drink my tea. Okay, pardon me. Okay, I'm here. A thing that my sister started doing. Whenever she can't finish the food on her plate, she just hands it to me. And hands it for me to eat. Because she doesn't ever eat her leftovers, it seems. But yeah, now I have more food to eat. Yay! More food to eat! But yes, let's see, there are so many things that I can say here. A lot of things I can say, wow. Any ideas? There must be something other than Tabitha. What if we left town, find the next stone, we go to the cops, Tabitha needs to know what we found. Everything, I think it feels like delaying the inevitable. Confronting Tabitha right now is the only thing that makes sense. You already know how I feel about making this a confrontation, but at least we're giving her a chance to talk to us. You find yourself back at the gates of the Scarlet Mines. There are still picketing miners lined up outside, though less than before. Morale feels low. Come on, I know a shortcut. No need to bring any more people into this than we have to, at least not until we talk to Tabitha. Stella takes your hand and leads you through the same hole in the fence Rosalina must have snuck through the other day. Stella doesn't bother to knock before twisting the door open and confidently stepping into the trailer. Debbie, Stella, Anthony, what are you doing here? Why are you holding a shotgun? I clean it sometimes. Guns need that kind of thing. You know that. Stella, I would have appreciated a heads up that Anthony was safe in bed at your place last night instead of having to wait up, wondering if my cousin had managed to die while out adventuring around the town. Same for you, Anthony. I thought you would call. Like I would have called. I sincerely would have called if the game gave me the option to. I feel like I really should have. I should have gave her a text or something just to let me know you were okay. Let's not do the small talk today, Tabby, please. Stella pulls up the chair, and the two of you sit across from your increasingly anxious cousin. Like, her face is all dark. Hey, I didn't say you could sit. We came in from the Forbidden Wing, Tabby. Have you been in there? Stella's question is answered with silence. Your cousin's eyes dart away, unable to meet your gaze, or Stella's, as she avoids the answer. She's smart, but her silence is the answer, or she would have launched into some lecture about safety or doing as you're told. No such lecture comes, only a quiet monosyllabic response. Monosyllabic? I've never heard that word before. Monosyllabic. Oh. You wouldn't believe what we found in there. The things your family hid from you. Stella, I thought we weren't going to just tell her we broke in. Tabitha, before you say anything, it wasn't my idea. Don't get defensive. Let her talk. Stella is being way more open-minded than I am right now. Tabitha, what have you been up to? What are you hiding from us? Tabitha, we found birthday cards from your dad in there. Lots of them. Don't interrupt. Let Stella do the talking. Let's see. What's the best response here? Sorry, what I gotta tell her. Stella, what have you been up to? Tabitha, we found birthday cards. Let me save. Because I want to go with the birthday thing, but I feel like that might not be the best option, but let me go back to it if it's the wrong option. We found, like Enoch's study, oh, she doesn't even let me speak. Like Enoch's study, it was behind an old bookcase, and there was all this occult stuff in there. What, like being into the occult, is that surprising? He's a rich man in an early 1900s. Of course he was into the occult. That was like an old hobby back then. You know, I know that. I wouldn't have come all the way out here if that was it. We also found these old clothes in Grandma Eddie's room. Boys' clothes, and a freaky note that looked like it might have been written in blood. It said, "I'm still in here and I love you," or something. I don't know what that means, but it was in plastic. She clearly wanted to keep it. And these birthday cards from your dad, all stashed in the drawer. What? Someone had been hiding them from you, Tabby. He loves you. He sent them every single year. No. I would have been told. Polan was a bitch, but she wouldn't, right? She wouldn't? There was a dungeon in there, Tabitha. I want answers, Tabitha. Do you want to see the cards? We brought them with us. Yeah, here are the cards. Look at them. But none of that isn't even important, because at the end of all of this, Cell, Yeah, Stella, you think you could let me speak? Like, Stella, please, can you let me speak? Say something. Guess at the end of it all was this cell, a prison. Somebody was being kept in there. It looked like it had been used for years, and just before we left, we ran into Wayne, and I'm pretty sure he's the one who made sure we found it, but I don't know why. He was all mysterious and called me some old curse word and left. There, that's everything, okay? It's all laid out on the table. Oh, can I say something now? Stella, I didn't think we were going to just put everything on the table like this. I'm just along for the ride, and I didn't do. Well, Tabitha, what do you have to say for yourself? Tell us the truth, Tabitha. Why did you invite me here? Why did you invite me here? Nothing I was trying to take here. We can all still be on the same side. We're supposed to be on the same side. The two of you are a family. It's not like she had an ulterior motive in inviting you to her mom's funeral. Right, Tabby? When Stella finishes, your cousin gathers herself and locks onto you with a steel gaze. Anthony, I'm not sure if you know how bad this looks. Stella has been a nuisance before, sure, but always pestering me to hang out, trying to visit me at work, but even she knew where the real lines were drawn. Until you showed up. Now suddenly, here you are, having convinced her to break into my house, to go looking for whatever skeletons you thought we had stashed in closets. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling me, Anthony. I see it now. Using my own naive hope to try to get close to my only friend, all so you could turn her against me. Isn't that right? What? Tabby, come on. That is not what's going on at all. Girl, Tabby, you've seen the freaky stuff happening. You were there when the ghost was haunting. We both saw the same stuff. And you say we're lying? You say we're lying? I want to hear from Anthony. We're not throwing accusations. I know you didn't see your dad's birthday card, so why would I think you'd seen everything else? There must be a way to put an end to all this, Tabitha. You don't have to follow your family's footsteps. I think you're changing the subject, Tabitha. What do you have to say about everything we found in the estate? Yeah, I turned Stella against you. I don't care about you, Stella. I care about the getting at the bottom of things. I think you're changing the subject. So, let's see here. I think this or this. We're not throwing accusations. I know you didn't see your dad's birthday card, so why would I think? Yeah, because based on her reaction, she definitely must not have seen the cards. But yeah, it does feel like she's trying to change the subject. Save. Let's go with the card. Let's go with the card angle. We're not throwing accusations. I know you didn't see your dad's birthday cards, so why would I think you've seen everything else? Well, I'm not the one who came in here saying we need to talk, so you can't blame me for freaking out. It's been a long week. ... Tabby, do you want to see the cards? Yeah, we brought them. Stella doesn't wait for her to say yes. She slides them across the table, and Tabitha stares at them, hesitant. No, I don't need to look at these. Perlan kept them for me for a reason. She knew what kind of man he was, so he sent me cards. So what? It's not like he came to visit. He left, and he never came back, and that speaks louder than any stupid little sentimental message he wrote on some kitschy birthday card. It's no secret why these were hidden. Perlan knew better than me to let me hope he'd do anything more than this. You don't have to think that. What if there was more to it? Something else Perlan didn't tell you? How will you know if you close yourself off like this? The sound of an approaching police siren interrupts the argument before any further points can be made. Tabby, you didn't. But when? How? Perlan had a switch installed in the desk ages ago. A direct line to the police. A mediating party sounds like a good idea right now, don't you think? But I'm here. I can mediate. I'm good at that. How's this? Tabby, I know you're not to blame for anything we found in the estate. Clearly, your family has a long legacy of keeping secrets, and I know you feel like we violated your trust by going into the closed-off wing and looking for clues, but look on the bright side. Now we can all try to get on the same page. Doesn't that sound good? Aren't you lonely, keeping all these secrets? Please, Tabitha, I don't want this to end with anyone getting dragged off by the police. And with what we have on you, don't you think there's a responsibility? There's a possibility it won't be Anthony who winds up in handcuffs? Oh, do you have any evidence of these supposed crimes? Or just footage of old rooms? Maybe an even better question would be, would you even be willing to use it if you did? As much as I can tell you like Anthony, you've known me much, much longer. I doubt you'd ultimately be willing to turn in an old friend like me. I don't think Anthony is capable of that much persuasion. You'd be surprised. I convinced a monster to not kill me, or I convinced a demon to not kill his own mother or me. You'd be surprised how persuasive I could be. You're bluffing. I'm going to tell them everything. Then we'll see what they have to say about your innocence, Tabitha. You're really going to do this, aren't you? You're really going to have me arrested, your own cousin. Fuck you, Tabitha. Really goes to show how much you actually care about Stella. You don't call the cops on someone you care about. Tabitha, I came to be here for you, because I know what it's like to be alone when your mom dies. And this is how you repay me? What if we just leave? I came to be here for you. Don't you try that emotional manipulation bullshit on me. You think I don't know a free lover when I see one? I came here for you. Oh yeah? Not a free lunch? I doubt it. Tabby, you can't just act like everyone who's helping you is some master manipulator. Stella, quiet. Tabitha sighs, a certainty settling over her. I do wish I could be honest, you know. Or really, I wish honestly would do something, but it's not going to keep the mines running, and it's not going to fix the things that are actually broken around here. Because that's what the Scarlets do at the end of the day. We keep the machinery oiled, we make sure the components are replaced when they break. It's a legacy I have to maintain. As cruel and unglamorous as it might seem to everyone else, and I'll keep shouldering that burden alone for as long as I have to. It's what I was born for. You too, Anthony. Though you've been neglecting it for a long, long time. Okay, Tabby, you're starting to scare me. There's a knock at the office door. Miss Scarlet, permission to enter? You were called, weren't you? Come in. The door swings open, and Deputy Franklin, the sternest member of the Scarlet Hollow's police force, walks in. Well, isn't this a pleasant coincidence? We've been looking all over for you all morning, City Slicker. You're in a lot of trouble, kid. Too much trouble to let you keep wandering around causing mayhem. Oh, so you were already planning to take my cousin in, then? As a matter of fact, I was, yes, Miss Scarlet. See, there's been all these problems around town lately, and I don't need any explanation. Go ahead, be my guest. I want an explanation. What can you possibly be arresting Anthony for? Yeah. Well, if anything that I'm being arrested for, it's probably for, like, well, both of us, honestly. Both of us being a witness to a death and not immediately reporting it to the police, probably. Stella, don't interfere. You and I can talk. Damn it, what is that popping? I swear, every single stream there's a pop. Somewhere behind me. You and I can talk later after Anthony joins the deputy. Talk without him? Really, you're handing your last living relative over? No objections? You won't have me fired for abuse of power or anything? No, I think some time under lock and key will do my cousin some good. Now, if you could take care of this outside, Miss Richmond and I would appreciate it. You can't just take me away if I'm not being charged with something. I've done nothing wrong. Tabitha, are you really doing this to me? What about all the bonding we did? We really connected? No, I don't think that's that. That's very true. Very true. I wasn't that dedicated to bonding with her in this particular playthrough. Tabitha, are you really doing this to me? I'm the only family you have left. So Stella, back me up here. I didn't do anything wrong. If you're arresting me, you should arrest Stella too. We did everything together. No, that's me, no. This whole town is doomed. You can't arrest me, not when I'm the only one trying to stop it, stop what's coming. And I don't even know what's coming, though. Tabitha's the one you should be arresting, her. She has a whole torture dungeon in her house. I shouldn't tell the police this. Let's see. Yeah, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. Kid, there's plenty I could get you in for, which means I'm perfectly justified to put you on a 48-hour hold. And it sounds like Miss Scarlet has her own ideas as to what exactly the charges could be. But there will be charges. Can you tell me what they are? Can you tell me what they are in this current moment? You hear that, Anthony? You're at my mercy, so you better be on your best behavior. Alright. So you better be on your best behavior. I don't want to hear that you gave the deputy a hard time. Deputy Franklin nods, whipping out his handcuffs. A single smooth police academy motion is all it takes. The cuffs are locked around your wrists. You are dragged from the office. Stella calls out to you one last time. It's okay, Anthony. Me and Tabby are going to work this out, and then we'll come get you, and everything will be okay. I promise. I feel like that's foreshadowing. Something bad's going to happen. Deputy Franklin drags you from the office and towards the squad car, tossing you into the backseat and slamming the door. As you're shoved into the car, a voice crackles over the radio. Franklin, pick up already. We ain't got all day, boy. Apologies, Sheriff. I was just apprehending Anthony. I did some sleuthing while you and the boys were out and decided to make a move on the case. The Scarlet Kid? I didn't think he did anything arrest-worthy, but we can chat about that later. We need you up at the farms pronto. Got ourselves a possible 1067 Bruin. They're talking about a possible murder. 10-4. Damn, this day just keeps getting crazier. Suppose you'll have to come along for the ride too, son. Deputy Franklin wastes no time in turning on the sirens, blasting down the road towards whatever emergency is underway with you in tow. This is possibly one of the few times he has ever been able to do this, and despite his sunglasses and stiff demeanor, there is definitely an excitement in the way he cruises around the treacherous mountain turns. In this moment, he is alive. Street smart. So you and the mayor. I'm innocent. That's pointless. Do you really think I'm responsible for everything that's happened this week? So, a possible murder, maybe? What's going on at the farm? You know, those things are codes for a reason. Civvies aren't supposed to overhear them and start panicking. You're not exactly here for a while long, but I guess that's the cat's out of the bag. You know, just as much as I do right now. And there are quite a few moving pieces in that dispute. Bo and Irma Calloway, Julius Termine. Any of them could be a possible victim or a possible perpetrator. As you are aware, tensions are high between those families. It's been a real pain in the ass for the department and a sinkhole for county and a sinkhole for county resources. And that's just keeping the list of possibilities limited to the most directly involved parties. From what I hear, that out-of-towner, Winnie, has been spending a lot of time up by Julius. So that's another possible body. I'm just glad I got you in cuffs. The last thing I need right now is for you getting up to more trouble. The closer you get to the farms, the more strongly a horrible feeling settles in your gut. A feeling that by now you're more than familiar with. Another stone. Do you really think I'm responsible for everything that happened this week? Deputy Franklin laughs. It certainly doesn't look good for you. You and I are gonna have a long conversation when we get back to the station. We'll be best pals by the end of it. So, you and the mayor. Are you trying to push my buttons, Anthony? Because the mayor is a very good boy who is not happy that his favorite bet is currently off limits. You don't have the chance to ask any more questions. The sirens stop and the car comes off an off-road halt. Comes to an off-road halt. As the car pulls up to the farms, you feel it again, a tingling at the back of your skull, and urgency, almost like a hand pressing you gently forward, with a threat that it might become more powerful if you don't comply. Like so much crying that can only stop if you tend to it. Deputy Franklin gets out of the car, leaving you in the back as he joins the assembled crowd. Alright, Sheriff, what's the situation? Bo got tired of waiting for y'all to come do your jobs, so he took it upon himself to go investigate the Tremaine household, and he ain't come back out, and it's been hours. Irma, I'll do the honors of briefing the officer on the current situation. You can go back to the house and let us handle it from here. But y'all don't know about all his traps and whatnot. Duke was always saying not to go in there on account of the Tremaine insanity. It's alright, ma'am. We're the police. Facing dangerous situations is our job. The woman, who you take it to be Bo's mom, reluctantly returns to the porch of her house, watching the other building intently as the officers talk amongst themselves. Franklin, you're with me. We're headed on in to get a handle on the situation. Derrickson, you listen in from the squad car. Hopefully we can handle this without you, but you're our backup if things go south, alright? Yes, sir. Think there's any hope for the hostage? Been awful quiet. If you ask me, I don't suspect there is a hostage anymore. We're more likely to be giving the doc a call once this is all settled. With the tip of his hat, Hugby signals to Franklin, and the two make their way up the hill towards the old farmhouse. Hey there, Anthony. Sorry you had to come along for the ride. We'll have you back at the station soon enough. Sounds like this won't take too long to settle. In the meantime, I'll keep you company. The thing calling out to you is starting to lose its patience. You need to find a way out of here before it gets angry. Ooh. Could you let me go, please? I haven't done anything wrong. You don't really think Bo is dead in there, do you? If you guys are arresting me, could you also arrest the guy who's been stalking me since he's been doing a real crime? Let me out, let me out, let me out. You don't understand. I need to get into that house. I have a reason to suspect that there is a cursed stone in that stone here that holds some kind of ancient and possibly evil magic. Nah, don't talk about magic in front of a cop. I need to convince this guy to willingly let me out of here. Because this is not an action game. This is a visual novel. I'll give you $100 if you let me go around. I'm going to sue you so hard I'm going to take this to the FBI, the Supreme Court. Nah. So let me get some answers. Do you really think Bo is... You don't really think Bo is dead in there, do you? I'd love to be wrong about this, I really would. It'd be a real shame considering that poor Irma's already been through this week, but Bo's a big man. Hard to keep a big man like that from moving around and making a fuss, and we've seen a lot of nothing going on in there. Still has the grave, if you pardon the expression. Still as the grave, if you pardon the expression. I have reason to suspect that there's a cursed... You know what, fine. Fine, this... I have reason to suspect that there's a cursed stone in there that holds some kind of ancient, possibly evil magic. It's probably a stupid thing to say, but I'll say it. Magic stone? What, like a crystal? Crystal meth, maybe? I always suspected Julius might be a tweaker. He laughs in his own unfunny joke. There is a sound coming from the house on the hill, shouting, angry, panicked. A frantic voice crackles over the radio. Derrickson, come in. The sheriff is down. Those damn traps. Irma wasn't kidding. Keep it together, Franklin. Is he breathing? What's the status on Tremaine and the Callaway? Something in the basement. Going down now. You hear an ungodly noise over the radio. A gunshot, then static. Ooh. Franklin, report. But there is only silence. Damn it, Franklin. Deputy Derrickson hesitates briefly outside your door, as if hoping someone might leave the farmhouse without his getting involved. But after a few seconds, he's heading up the hill, yelling something to Irma. Oh, hello. The front door opens, a long arm reaches in, grabbing Derek's keys where they were left on the dashboard. Is that Reese? Anthony! Reese, hey, buddy, old pal. Reese frees you from the car, hunching beside you as he fumbles with the tiny keys made even smaller in his monstrous hands. Sorry, I'm trying to make this quick. The stone is immediately louder outside, practically buzzing in your ears. It's getting hard to focus on anything else as Reese fumbles at the keyhole. You find your mind wandering, fixating on a slowly growing urge to make the buzzing stop by any means necessary. Though there is at least a relief as the handcuffs fall from your wrists. They were going to be a problem. There, you're free. Good thing he finally left. I didn't have to wait to do that while there were still cops around. But I wasn't going to let them put you away, not after what you did for me. You don't need to get out of here, though. You only needed to get out of the car. You're right where you need to be. Does the air feel like it's buzzing to you? Dude, where'd you get the jacket? How did you know I was here? Thanks, Reese. I'm in the middle of something, do you mind? There's another one of those stones here. Be gone. Help, help, there's a monster attacking. No. Let me start with explore. Dude, where'd you get the jacket? Oh, right, I guess this is new. I got cold, so I just stole it off of somebody's porch. And before you say anything, I'm not gonna return it. I like it. I'm pretty sure stealing that is wrong. Oh, well, how did you know I was here? I was kind of following you a little bit. Not in the creepy way. Not like that stalker guy. I just wanted to return the favor since you helped me yesterday. I guess we might be even now, but I can still look out for you from now on anyway. It's no problem. Does the air feel like it's buzzing to you? Yeah, it kind of does. The whole area feels weird to me, oppressive or something. I don't think either of us should be hanging out here. It doesn't feel safe, especially with so many people with guns around. Thanks, Reese, I appreciate the help. There's another one of those stones here, I can feel it. Do you think that's why it feels so wrong here? Wait, you look all spacey right now. That's the same look you had yesterday when you tore down the wall. You're right, there's possibly another one. That must mean the cops are here because of something happened, something weird. That's not good. You're not planning on going up there after it, are you? There's an uncertainty in his voice. He doesn't think you should, but you'll have to, of course. He's interrupted by the sound of another car pulling up to the farms. Oh shit. Reese. Oh, it's your mom. Hey, wait, don't. But he's already running away again, darting back into the trees. You could run too, if you wanted, but your feet aren't moving. You don't want to go somewhere else. You want to go up the hill. Well, there's... Ooh. A little bit of an animation error happening right here. Animation error. That car is clipping in front of her. Yeah, that's... I think the developers need to fix this right here, yeah. Yeah, I should probably comment. About this. Oh dear, oh my. Let me just... quick little clip, there we go. Quick little clip, so I remember. Oh dear. Anthony, what's going on? I got a page from Hugby about a possible homicide. Was Reese involved? I got arrested. I feel like I'm gonna puke. Bo Calloway is in trouble. There's a magical stone nearby, and I think it's done something, just like with all the other magic stones. Banish Harpy. I wish you hadn't scared off Reese. We could have used his help. I'm gonna see you around. I'm going after the stone. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Like I should say like a couple of these, like in one sentence. Like there's been a gunshot. Bo is in trouble. There's a magical stone. Let me start with this. It came out a little differently than you'd planned. It's hard to focus right now, and words feel unimportant. You just have to get to the farmhouse. Did you get hit in the head? Come here, let me look at your pupils. Doctor, Julius has my boy in there. Bo's been inside for hours now, and I just know something ain't right. And now the police have all gone in there too, and none of them have come out. Then it wasn't Reese, thank God. I appreciate it if you saved your things for once they get my boy out of there. I'm sorry, Mrs. Calloway. Hugby didn't give me much to go on. And you haven't heard from him since he went inside? We don't have to listen to all this. You don't have to listen to all this. It's hard to make out anyway. Over the humming in your ears, the someone's voice calling from wherever it's been hidden. You better answer. It would be rude not to. You turn and start across the hills up towards the Julius place. Hell. Now the city of Scarlet's going up there too. Oh, for the love of... Do you have a death wish? There are men with guns in that house. It's an active crime scene. You can't just barge in. You can hear the doctor jogging after you, but the farm lady sounds like she's staying behind, keeping her distance from the other house. It's nice of her not to get in your way. Maybe she knows that this is important. But please let me know if Bo is all right. The door opens, the rusted hinges screeching, and you step across the threshold. Dr. Kelly's hand is on your shoulder, trying to pull you back, but you pull forward instead. Oh, damn. Oh, shit, damn. Oh, damn, the sheriff's dead. Oh, they killed the sheriff. Ooh, they booby-trapped. They killed the sheriff with the booby trap. Ooh, and what's all this? Are these roots, or is all this flesh? This looks like something out of Silent Hill. Well, he's alright, though. Sheriff Hugby dangles in the middle of the room, an axe attached to some strange mechanism in the ceiling. It's embedded in his face, holding up his corpse in an imitation of life. Jesus. Careful, Joan. There are traps all over the damn place. Past the body, you can see a giant pumpkin through the door to the garage. Cracked open, its guts strewn across the floor. Seeds dotted across the hardwood like a trail of breadcrumbs leading to the basement stairs. What the hell is going on here? Derrickson, is the doc here yet? We need a medical professional down here. His voice is coming from the basement. That's where you need to be. He's been shot, Joan. I think you better call somebody. The doctor's here, Julius. You should let her come down, and you don't really want the officer to die down here, do you? I'm not the one blocking the stairs. I'm not the one you gotta convince. It won't be blocked for you. The stone wants you here. Everybody shut up. Avery, that's your name, right? Get pressure on that wound. Yes, ma'am. Get away from him, kid. But the doctor. I don't care, let him bleed. You're only making problems for yourself, Tremaine. Dr. Kelly quickly pulls out her phone. Damn it, there's no signal in here. We gotta step outside. You keep holding that wound, and no one else had better die while I'm gone. The doctor pulls at the door, but a weave of fibrous tendrils hold it shut. It would seem that the same forces that let all of you in refuse to let you leave. Are we stuck here? What the hell are we supposed to do now? But you already know what to do. Approach the basement. Ah, all this fleshy stuff. Looks like intestines. You start down the hall, and as if expecting your arrival, the vines seem to shift, parting slightly to let you through. Who the hell? So you try to undermine me, witch. I should have known you'd try to find a way around the rules. You've trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just unhappy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. If it wants a less broken body, it can have one. Then we'll see if it still feels cheated enough to hold a grudge. It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby, and your family can go back to normal, happy and unburdened. I'll clean everything up. It can be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? This whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. Well, I know better than to hand an ounce of power over to you, Verena. That's the witch's name, Verena? Hey, Julius, you're not dead, are you? Witch, Verena, I saw it all. My family, the witch. I have to find the witch. Find the witch. Enoch fucked everyone over, even the witch. Enoch fucked everyone over, even the witch. The witch? Sybil? She sent you? She tricked you into taking her side in all this? I guess I should have known. I probably wasn't the only one whose life she decided to fuck with. But all that ends now. I'm in charge here, and I'll get what I was promised. Hey man, calm down, it's all good. Speak for yourself. Oh, Bo, oh my. Bo! What the? Avery, your vision finally focuses, and your mind is once again your own. Avery watches you furtively from across the room. The man Julius holds a gun in a silent threat. Franklin clutches at a nasty wound in his side, blood spilling out onto the dirt floor of the unfinished basement. And in the corner is Bo. Something is attached to him, the source of the awful noise. It stutters with pained inhalations. Bo is still breathing, but he doesn't look well. The stone brought you here and stuck you... hello. And stuck you in the middle of another nightmare. Anthony, we can't get to you. The door is sealed shut. Even as she yells to you, her voice is faint, barely audible behind the now thickened roots and the vines that block your escape. Let's bring Anthony up to speed. Alright. Let's bring Anthony up to speed, Julius. He looks a little shell-shocked. Where do I fucking begin? Alright. So, the witch. I caught her doing some shit she shouldn't have been doing, and she offered me a deal if I kept it to myself. Always wanted to raise a boy of my own. God never saw fit to give me a chance. She gave me the means to do right that injustice. Only it obviously didn't quite go the way it was supposed to. Calloway's interfered, just like always, made it so I had to hatch him earlier than he was already. And he came out hungry, too hungry for me to handle. Calloway's interfering like... You had to hatch him? He kept trying to get at me, so I had to hold him up down here. Been stuck since fucking Wednesday night. Damn roots won't let me leave, and they've clogged up the drain, so I haven't been able to call that witch and get her to make things right. But I'm a man of preparedness, figured I could wait it out. Until Bo here decided to trespass. Guess he had lost a tussle with my boy, and the two of them wound up down here with me. And that about sums it up. I guess in the end, it's only fair. A son for a son. And birth ain't ever pretty, is it? It's not like doing it the old-fashioned way. It's all sunshine and roses. Just hope he winds up looking more like a person than than when he's done cooking. I don't give a shit about your story, Tremaine. None of that gives you a reason to shoot a cop. Self-defense, castle doctrine. Who the hell are your people? I don't know any of you. Why should I care about what happens here? I've just been dropped into the middle of a situation without any context. None of this has anything to do with me. I shouldn't be here. Avery, what the hell is going on here? Avery, hey, you're the person from the diner. What the hell are you doing here? This is so messed up. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Avery, what the hell? You don't have to answer, kid. I don't need any business explained to every stranger who decides to pay me a visit. So Julius hatched a baby out of the pumpkin. The really big pumpkin? You probably saw it upstairs, and then he was stuck in the basement for a couple of days while it was upstairs crawling around looking for food. Then unfortunately, Bo showed up. All I heard was some yelling and crashing around up there. Then I wound up with this shit on my hands, so I called the kid to come try and help sort it out. That's me. Julius thought my plant expertise would come in handy. I can't say it's been that helpful though. I feel like the baby is freaking out more than ever. Getting it out of Bo without killing him doesn't seem easy or possible. Would have been easier if everybody in town hadn't decided to show up uninvited. And why was Franklin shot? All I did was walk in. You can't just walk into a man's house and expect to have the run of the place. You were getting ready to pull your guns. I was defending myself. This is so messed up. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Bo, can you hear me? Are you alive? You don't need to threaten everybody. Let's just talk, okay? Do you know how to contact her, the witch? You need to let Bo go. Please just let us go. We'll forget all this. Bo, can you hear me? Are you alive? Uh-huh. Gotta get back to Mama, worrying about me. I think I can see it. Look, all those bumps under his skin, that thing really did go deep. That thing's my son. You will address him as such. Sorry, Julius. Listen, clearly you need something. You woke up talking about the witch. You wanna know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you does anything stupid, then I'll tell you what I know. Sound fair? The conversation is interrupted by Bo shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So what? We're just supposed to wait until Calloway kid here dies? That's exactly right. My kid gets born and we all forget this ever happened. Bo and the baby. And what exactly happens after this thing is finished? Do you think you could just be a normal kid? How do you know it'll stop with Bo? It sounds like it's hunting you before it found him. What happens if it gets hungry again? Is there really no way you could separate him from Bo? What if we offered him something better? What is the thing doing to Bo? Well, obviously it's feeding off of him. I know he'll stop with just Bo. I don't appreciate you trying to pick all this apart. Just sit there and be quiet and we won't have to get into trouble, got it? It won't get the chance to go after Julius. I'll be taking you in. Not if you hurry up and die. The witch. What makes you think that Sybil is the witch? She's just helpful. Okay, pardon. Okay, I'm back. My air conditioner is on, and I had dinner. Forgive if the audio sounds more messed up. Like it sounds like I sound more staticky. That's how it sounds when I have the air conditioner on, and the noise cancellation in OBS is doing its job. Alright, let's see. We're still in this situation here. What were the terms of the deal that you made with the witch? When I caught her doing what she was doing, she offered me this ritual thing in exchange for my silence. Offered it right away, like she could just see right through me, knew exactly what I wanted the most. I suppose what she didn't know was I'm not the kind of man who'd turn somebody in. Anyway, her business was her business. She didn't have to bother giving me some recipe to cook a boy from the dirt, blood and pumpkin seeds, but I took it anyway. Then I just sat on it for a while, till a moment of weakness. What was the ritual? Did you do something to Duke's pumpkin? It wasn't his damn pumpkin. It was on my property. And the only reason it got as big as it did was it fed it my own blood every night since the day it was planted, bleeding on it the dirt like some kind of Satan worshiper. If that don't make it mine, I don't know what it does. God knows I felt crazy doing it though, but I'm not proud to say my judgment was a bit clouded. I was in a bad way. The thought of bringing a boy into the world was just about the only thing that made me feel like I should stick around. Not that any of you need to know about that anyway. Only serves as an explanation as to why I trusted her in the first place. The situation. Why do you even want a kid? Life is unfair, so you what, kill a man over it? Maybe if we let Dr. Kelly in here, she can help. She might be able to save Bo from without killing her son thing. Return a bit. Does your son have a name? You don't name a kid till after it's born. Even I know that. Bad luck if you do it early. Bo squirms in discomfort. The baby seems to be digging deeper. And what exactly happens after this is finished? Do you think it's going to be a normal kid? Would you say that about those little premature babies they keep in those incubators? We don't know what he's gonna look like, but that don't matter because he's my son, and I love him, and I know he'll get big and strong if he just gets himself enough food. Even if he doesn't change, he's kinda cute like this anyway. Definitely weird, but cute. What's it doing to Bo? He's fertilizer. He's a person. Not anymore. He's a body that just happens to still be moving around. If my boy had the time he needed, he wouldn't be doing all this. He could have been born quietly in the field like he was supposed to, but he came out too early. In exchange, what has to be made. That's what the crone always said, so I'm exchanging. But does it have to be him? Could we move it to somebody else? Any volunteers? Everybody slowly raises their hand. But put your hand down, kid. That was one of them rhetorical questions you weren't supposed to answer. I wouldn't do this to you. Besides, my boy's got the biggest hunk of meat in the room, and I think he's happy with that. I doubt he'll give it up that easily. I get the feeling tearing him out wouldn't be so good for Bo either. Bo twitches, his skin blossoming with fresh bruises as the thing takes more of him. The witch. What makes you think that Sybil is the witch? She's helpful. Oh, sure she is. She was all kinds of helpful once I had dirt on her with that she wanted to be kept quiet. Dirt? What did she do? She'd always seemed really nice to me. Look, I'm a man of my word. She told me I'd get what I wanted, and I told her she would get my silence. I'll stand by that. And of course, all y'all think she's nice. Everybody in town drinks that tea. It seems to make people awful fond of her. What did you catch her doing? If it's not the tea, what if people just like Sybil, if she's a good person? So you know how to contact the witch? That I do. This all sounds ridiculous to say out loud, but you know about her. You better believe me. I'd use this faucet here, fill it up with Pepsi bottle or whatever I got on hand, and put a little note on there, and she'd make her answer known. It's fed by natural spring water. That's her preferred method of communication, like her internet, I suppose. But as you can see, it is currently out of order. I tried earlier, but my boy's got his meat all in there. We won't be getting a drop out of it till he's calmed down. What if it's not the tea? What if people just like Sybil because she's a good person? The fact that you can look at what's happening in this room and think she's still a good person tells me you've been drinking a lot of her tea. Just talking about it has me craving something right now. Am I brainwashed? Is that the only reason why I like her? Kid, I get the feeling you come by that sort of thinking all on your own. I don't think you ever met somebody you didn't try to like. Myself included. The things on the bro's skin shift, writhing in an imitation of clenching muscle. Ooh, he's looking worse. He's looking worse. Okay, it seems like the more questions I ask, the more Bo's looking worse. Bo seems like he's already done for. Maybe this child deserves a chance at life. I don't think this boy here is worthy of life. Like for real, not born naturally. Enough talking. Someone has to destroy this thing. It might as well be you. Yeah, because the more I'm asking stuff, the more Bo seems to be deteriorating. Let me see how many questions I can possibly ask before the thing does its own thing. The situation. Why do you even want the kid? Life is unfair, and you want to kill him in over it? Maybe we let Dr. Kelly. She can help you. She might be able to do it without killing your son or Bo. I don't know if Julius is the one you have to convince. The baby is pretty freaked out right now. It's getting worse since everyone started coming in. It's trying to protect itself. That's right, the boy's got excellent instincts for self-preservation. So unless he decides to let her come down here, we best leave it be. We need to get Franklin to Dr. Kelly. Franklin, how did you get down here? What happened? Have you thought about what happens after this, Julius? The sheriff's dead. What kind of man lets another man make his sacrifices for him? The hell would a city kid like you know about being a man? Well, you know, I'm a man, Julius, and I think you're a coward. Correction, Franklin, you're a pig, not a man. You sold your soul for some donuts and a shiny badge. You know, Julius, I think Anthony might be onto something. It's about connection, you know? You're having a stranger make it the connection that should be yours. No, I'm not getting guilt tripped into dying today. This is my one chance for things to go right in my life. Everybody else got their chances already. Don't I deserve mine? I came this far, and I deserve to see my boy opening his eyes for the first time. Bo seems in a bad way. His eyes are glazed, his jaw slacked except for the roots of the childlike thing holding in place. His body can't take much more. I really don't think I can ask too many more questions. Wait until the creature is finished. I'll talk to someone else to destroy this thing. It might as well be you. Bo seems like he's already done for. Maybe this child deserves a chance at life. I don't think there's anything for us to do except wait. It is very much unethical to kill someone just so a child can be born. And a child isn't even going to be 100% human. Someone has to destroy this thing, and it might as well be you. Winning brings you to your limit, and then it brings you past it. You move quickly, diving across the small room, scooping up the shears on the floor as you zero in on Bo, and the thing slowly eats its way through him. Hey! The shears come down the thing, piercing its unnaturally soft chest. As you tear the thing open, Bo's stolen blood pours out of its orifices in a thick sludge. Bo gasps as if you've stabbed him, the thick veins under his skin expanding, writhing. No! You'll pay for this! You roll around to see his gun trained on you, your heart freezing for a split second of utter terror. Franklin stumbles forward, trying to reach for his gun, but unable to stifle a cry of pain. Julius's attention is pulled away from you towards the sorry side of the cop, trying desperately to reel his pistol. Julius, we're not killing anyone. Give me the... Oh! A gun goes off, you dive to the floor, panicked, your ears ringing uncomfortably. No more shots follow. You open your eyes, readjusting to the gloom. Avery died. Oh shit. Oh, no, not you, kid. Avery is gasping on the ground near Bo. Their patterned shirt is stained with their own blood. Oh God, what have I done? First the boy, now you. He raises a gun to his head. Nobody left to do better to do than this. Julius. But whatever Avery was about to try and say is silenced when Julius pulled the trigger. Once again, the world feels quiet, save for the sound of Julius' body slumping against the wall. Good fucking riddance. The room's attention is drawn to the sound of a horrific inhuman gurgling, punctuating the groans of human agony. It would seem you did not quite manage to finish the job. Move it before it kills him. Anthony, Bo, alive, can live. The baby can have me. What are you asking me, Avery? What if it kills you? Dr. Kelly is upstairs. You don't know what it's like to be attached to it. It could be painful. The thing's going to die anyway. You don't have to hurt yourself. For its sake. Do as Avery asked. Open walls, the baby. It's gone on long enough. Back away. It's going to die anyway. You don't have to hurt yourself for its sake. But it's crying. It doesn't deserve to die alone. What if it kills you? Dr. Kelly's upstairs. What if it doesn't? What if it all works out? Can't know if we don't try. Please hurry. Talk hard. Well, fuck. Okay, fine. Okay, sure, I'll do it. Don't you know? What's gonna happen? Wait, we should wait for medical personnel. But his pleas fall on deaf ears. You cross the room, kneeling next to Avery and Bo and the wounded thing. Avery starts unbuttoning their shirt, the movement clearly painful, their face twisting with every undone button, but they push through, barring their wound, their black eyes resting on the creature. It looks to be in as much pain as they are. Its breast ragged, Bo's blood trickling from its wide mouth. You'll have to help me coax it. It doesn't seem like it will be difficult. The thing has already noticed the smell of fresh blood and its tendrils shifting under Bo's skin. Its bulbous head turning towards Avery to stare with silent eyes at the inviting wound. All you have to do is give it a nudge, like a dog waiting for a command from its master. It peels itself away from Bo, willfully releasing its drained body in favor of a new host. As Avery cries out, heaving, starting gasps of pain as the tendrils slide into the open wound, winding their way underneath their skin. Bo twitches too, seizing as he's released. The two of them become a chorus of the shocked, weak body of the creature coils itself around. Avery clinging desperately, sealing its weeping gash against theirs. Avery's breathing becomes even. Their eyelids sliding closed, their hearts continuing to beat as they slip into unconsciousness, and the creature too seems to sigh in relief. Use horrific mean the end. A second chance life. Use horrific means to end two lives. And its protective vines slacken. A sliver of light is visible beyond the doorway where before it sealed itself away. The faucet in the corner room finally unclogged, bursts to life. Water pours onto the dirt floor. Somebody help. Call doctor. Doe, you still up there? Room's clear. Your hands are wet, the water is burning, pulling around you, but the floor is slippery with mud. Dr. Kelly rushes down the now blocked stairs, her eyes wide with horror at the scene in the basement. What the hell happened down here? Bo, can you hear me? Am I getting a checkup? I've been shot as well, ma'am. The Donner kid, Avery too, need hospital. Looks like a shot doesn't begin to describe it. I better make some calls. Everyone stay with me. We gotta get out of here fast before it floods. It's up to your chest now. There's no denying it. What are you talking about? There's no water. But there it is. You just can't see it. Because his words are swallowed by the flood. Finish episode 5. You feel like you're choking. There's water in your lungs, or there should be. Your ears are filled with the sound of a rushing current. It's cold and dark, and there are people screaming somewhere. Oh, look, little doll models. Oh, my little mouse is an eyeball. There are bodies in the water with you. They're all dead. 1,000 corpses, 1,000 homes, all torn to pieces. But the flood recedes. It hasn't happened yet. You are the mother of a daughter, and your daughter has told you about her terrible dream. It's going to kill everyone. You are not the one who had the vision. Not yet. It has only been described to you by the daughter you have been teaching, as your mother taught you. You're the only one who can stop it, Mother, but you won't be strong enough. Her words are heavy. How can you be sure? Maybe it's only a dream. The village is doomed in. Of course I'll stop it. Don't worry so much, daughter. No, Mother, I've seen it. You will try and stop it, or you will die. But there's another path. Take my power. I give it willingly. I won't destroy my own daughter, but I want you to be your own person. I can't do this to you. I can't lose you. It can't be that I'm destined to lose you. It's too cruel. But you're your own person. You will lose me in any path but this. If we do nothing, we'll die with everyone else. If we flee, I will have the weight of 1,000 lives on my shoulders. I couldn't live. I would be lost either way. This is the way it must be. Reject and let 1,000 die. Accept and take your daughter back. Well, shit. I don't want to let 1,000 people die, so fuck. Accept and take your daughter back. You accept your daughter's decision. She's not the child she once was, and there is a confidence in her that you have no choice but to respect. You take her back, but her power becomes yours. The flood does not come, the village is saved, and no one ever knows the sacrifice that was made for their lives. No one but you. Years have passed, you outlive everyone you used to know. You move on, you meet new people, you start a new life. You have another daughter. This time the vision is yours. The piece of your first daughter that lives in you shows you what is coming. Rotting bodies in the streets, the smell of sickness on the wind, church bells ringing for an endless parade of funerals, an entire city whose gates will never reopen, everyone inside the walls falling to the curse of the plague. You are among their number. Your body no longer strong enough to heal itself. You are not enough to stop it. Not as you are. There's another path, a narrow thread. If you were stronger, you could tug at it and unravel the tapestry of the future. Mother, what is wrong? Your daughter will never be as strong as you are, not after what you had to do, but she still carries in her some strength. Enough. Explain it to her as it was explained to you. You tell her what is coming. You explain what she has to give up, what you both have to give up. You love your daughter after all. You will miss her, and as you miss your first daughter. She is angry. Even when you try to explain it that she will be a part of you, that she won't die, she cries and cries, and she tries to run away from you. Fate is attempting to cut its loose thread. Okay, so I alone have the power to save the city, if it means sacrificing my own child? Let her go, give up on the city? And I see that there's scissors here that cut the threads. Murder my own daughter, or let an entire city die? Tough choice. Tough choice. Stop her from leaving. You do not let your daughter run from you. No plague comes, the city never knows that it would have been a ruin. But there is an unhappiness in you she didn't understand, and what you took from her is angry, confused, and restless. You will have to carry that with you. It is a part of the burden of what you are. Oh, a little fancy place. Though no one knows the depth of what you have done, over the years you have not escaped notice. You find yourself in the capital, in a place whose name has changed too many times to count. A war is brewing. The eyes of those who hold fate in their hands are on you, their lips asking which thread to pull and which to cut. And the tapestry is once again revealed to you. The war rages. It never stops raging, bleeding that spans generations, children born to die, decades of pain that leave a raw wound in the world. Or it ends before it begins. The few die for the sake of the many. You can guide powerful hands to crush those that need crushing, if only you had the power of your own. You call your daughter to you. You raise them differently these days. The disquiet life by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. You don't need convincing anymore. They don't need convincing anymore. They are ready to return to you whenever you need them. Take her back and stop the war before it happens. Okay, so I guess this is what we're doing. This daughter joins her sisters easily, as she has been trained to do. You are the only one who will remembers her sacrifice and her name. A small rebellion is crushed before it becomes a revolution. The people in power are happy. You leave. You don't want to see any more visions of war. You set your sights on a place where there are no kings. And yet, even an ocean away, power finds you. A man with aspirations. Anyone can hold power here, you have discovered, if they're vicious enough to want it. The hunger in him senses the power in you, and for a time you humor him. You allow him to give you a life of comfort, you and your daughter. You don't see a future where he grows more powerful than you can manage, not until the vision comes. A war like none the world has witnessed, a fledgling nation devoured in the nest. A man who sits on a throne where none was meant to be, the world under his cruel fist, bowing to its crushing weight. The very ocean stained red by his influence. He is already on his way. You realize too late. You have been too close to him to see it. Your choices have already narrowed. The war is coming whether you strike now or not, the loose thread sticking out from the mass of blood with you too weak to grasp it. But you have a daughter. You always have a daughter until you don't. It's time to rest. Aren't you tired? Take her back, erase the man before his name can mean anything. She joins her sisters as is her destiny, and you remove him from the world. The hole where he was is filled by a lesser man, none of whom remember whose shoes they're stepping into, and none of whom can hope to command the way he would have. Blood is spilled. Less blood, but you still feel every drop. You hide yourself away from the world. You and your daughter. The visions still find you, but here they are small. The decisions simple. You make them all the same, helping where you can. A storm halted, a conflict settled. Until one day when you are shown a dark pit. Splintering wood and debris trapping everyone inside, bodies burning as the very rock catches fire, children screaming as their flesh bubbles, then silence as lungs fill with smoke. You know the choice that lies in front of you. Take her back. She joins her sisters as so many have before. The disaster is averted, lives are saved, and you have another daughter. But that's not what happened. Not this time. Okay. You take your daughter's hand and you look into her eyes. They're green, like yours. You don't want to do it this time. You stare out over the hills together as a plume of smoke rises into the air, but you can't hear the screams from here. You assume you will die one day, like everyone else. After all, you're long past due. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to know your grandchildren before you go. Then the man comes, and with him a vision. He has already decided he is bringing something here. Something ravenous that doesn't belong, but that has been pressing at the edges of your world, trying to find a way in. It has its way now, whether you help him or not. So this is Enoch. More of the thread you've followed comes into focus, and for the first time, you follow it beyond your death. Disaster after disaster, crisis after crisis, thousands of years of little cuts that you weren't there to mend. On and on it goes, longer than you can ever hope to follow, its toll eternal and incalculable. But there is a new threat too. If you are patient enough, if you are strong enough when the moment finally comes, if you decide everything right, you can devour this thing that sits outside the world. And it will give you so much power that you will never have to take back a daughter again. You could fix as many things as you care to fix. Floods, plagues, wars. Oh, I see a face. Kings. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Look at that. That's cool. If I just line it up a bit. Like that. You look into her green eyes so much like yours. You just can't take her back, summon the entity to the world. You can't. I guess I can't. But you did. Okay, I guess my choices don't matter. Guess my choices don't matter in this sequence. You welcome her back as you have with every daughter before her, and you help the man. He is arrogant. He cheats the thing from another world in every way he can. He wastes your time. There will have to be more daughters before the day comes that this will be over. But days and daughters come and go, and you are very patient. You have to be. If you're to stop the hurt that would scar a world without you there to guide it. And now you are here, on the cusp of the end, the final daughter. Uh-oh. Kanika. What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. I've already made my decision anyway. Don't bother trying to talk me out of it. I finally have a real purpose, and now that I know what that purpose has always been, I can't go back, or it would hang over me for the rest of my stupid small life. I forgot you. I can't believe it all day. It's like you didn't exist. What decision? How do we know any of that really happened? What exactly is she trying to prevent? Do you even know? That thing that Enoch brought, whatever it is, breaking out and causing havoc, and all those disasters my mom would be able to stop if she takes its power for herself. I'm so much smaller than all of that, but in this moment, I can be what stops it. I can be big enough. My life can be meaningful. I'm sorry it's come to this, but we both know how important this is. You're doing the right thing, Kanika. Your whole life has come down to this moment. Thank you for saving us. Do you really feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for your life to have meaning? How do we know any of that really happened? I doubt you all. Doubt all you want, but I'm not taking that chance. Because if I turn back now, I'll know everything my mom could have stopped will be my fault. Do you really feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for your life to have meaning? Working at a shitty little general store in a dying town? Yes. I would call that pretty meaningless. You don't have to do this. You're doing the right thing. I understand it has to be done. Like she's going to die? She's going to be killed because a disaster is going to happen? Because of an entity that's coming? Flippin', flappin'. Like so far, the game has been like trying to, like the past 15 minutes, the game is trying to train me into thinking that this is something that's supposed to happen. But I don't want this to happen. Like I wasn't that close to Kanika in this playthrough, but still. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do. You saw what's going to happen. If I don't, what am I supposed to do? Go back to my normal life after this, knowing how many people are going to suffer through the generations because I was too selfish to save them? How could I ever live with myself? So, you're just gonna throw your life away because someone else is asking you to? Why do you think yours is less important than anyone else's? Aren't you a skeptic? Why accept her deal on blind faith when you haven't had a chance to see how things actually play out? The same way any of us do. You're not solely responsible for the fate of the world, and neither is she. She doesn't see you as a person. She hasn't seen anyone as a person in a long time. You can't trust her to make human decisions when she's no longer human. Why do you think yours is less important than anyone else's? I don't. I just know I'm in a position where I can make a difference, and this is how I do that. And I'm just one person. We're not talking about trading one life for another. It's so much bigger than that. All of this is bigger than me. Honestly, the fact that I can have this kind of influence feels like an honor. I'm in the rare position to change the future, and I barely even have to do anything to make it happen. You're right. I'm sorry that has come to this, but we both know how important this is. Is that what you really want? Don't you have anything? You'll have to die. I'd say that's a pretty considerable thing to do. You're letting her dictate the end of your life to you. She's telling you to feel happy about it, and you're choosing to believe her. She's lied to you your whole life. What makes you think she's telling the truth now? She's going to erase you from existence. That's worse than death. No one will even know what you did to them. And you're choosing to believe her. It's not all her. I've thought it through too. This saves the most people, so it's the right thing to do. Of course it is. And sure, I guess in exchange I have to die, or be wiped from the face of the earth. None of my friends will be able to remember I existed, and even Miles is gonna forget about me, and there will be nobody left to miss me. That's fine. It's fine. No, I can't. Quiet, dear. There's no need to let Anthony talk you into circles. You already know the right answer, remember? I don't know anymore. Anthony, you have no idea what kind of danger you're putting yourself in by being here. You think you're doing the right thing, but all you're doing is dooming countless lives, starting with yours. Tabitha, too. She's carrying a heavy burden, but she doesn't have to. Not anymore. You two can be the family you were always meant to be, free from the sins of generations past, if you let me do what needs doing. Kanika, Kanika can't save you on her own, but I can. I'm only able to tell you this much, but I tried to show you what I could. I'd hoped you would be able to trust me by now, for your sake. But this is the only way your story gets a happy ending. Street Smart, she's telling the truth. Ah, shit. That's my Street Smart. So it's her life or mine? Sybil, I don't feel super good about this. Wayne is already taking care of me. Why can't you just be direct? Why all the mystery? And what's supposed to happen to Miles after all this? Are you just going to abandon him or something? Did you know did you know I was going to wind up here? Doesn't this throw a wrench into your plans? Why should I trust you after everything that just happened with Julius? Let her finish what she started. Grab Kanika and pull her free. Why should I trust you after everything that just happened with Julius? Oh, the baby? The one he was supposed to keep incubating until the pumpkin had shriveled in the field? I gave very clear instructions, you know. It isn't my fault that the Callaways decided it was their property or that he decided to hatch it while it was still hungry. I saw the possibility. I won't lie to you about that, but I see many possibilities. It was just as likely that the baby would consume him before anyone was the wiser, or that the pumpkin would be taken to the fair and the thing inside would die there and no one could see it suffering. Sometimes, Anthony, pain is unavoidable. Julius wanted to fix everything that had gone wrong for him over the decades of his life. I couldn't provide that, not after who he had decided to become. It was already too late to stop those consequences from reaching him. What you're doing now is inviting a future with more pain. Please, let me choose the kindest path instead. So it really is her life or mine? Is that what you're saying? That is a very distinct possibility, yes, though any harm visited on you won't come from me. You're in danger. I'm sure you can feel that. And I make a powerful ally. Believe me when I say I understand the burden that's been placed on you. Wayne is taking care of me. I don't need your help. Flashes you a pitying look. You poor dear, do you really feel like he's the only one you can turn to? You think I've been manipulating you, yet that man somehow managed to earn your loyalty just because he's been kind? Kindness is easy when you're free to lie. Truth is what's hard. I'm giving you the truth now. You call this truth? It's the closest I can get to it, yes. Why all this mystery? Those are the rules. Every bargain has its rules. And what's going to happen to Miles? Are you just going to abandon him or something? Of course not. Do you think I haven't had other children in the past? I just become something else to them. Someone who still loves them. He won't be alone. He'll still have the both of us, just in a different way than he used to. The question you should be asking yourself is, what will happen if you stop this from finishing? Do you think Miles would be better off with a broken family in a town where everyone stays trapped? Let him be free and have a future, Anthony. And what about this bargain? What are the rules I'd be agreeing to? This isn't a bargain. I was always going to help you. After all, I intend to break the structures that have been holding everyone in place. I have no interest in building a new prison. Sybil, I don't feel super good about this. I know how unpalatable this feels, Anthony, but pull back the curtain and it's a far kinder choice than anything you've been party to this week. Unlike Duke, who left behind a widow and a son to mourn him, Kanika's memory will be but a passing breeze. There won't be anyone to hurt from her loss. Even you'll forget her as soon as she's gone. The burden of remembering her is mine and mine alone. You left Charlie's spirit to fester unresolved in the library. How many more lifetimes of suffering is he going to experience? How long do you think Avery Bell can last with that thing attached to him? I don't think you've made any wrong choices, Anthony. Enoch's legacy has simply stacked the deck against you. My daughter is one person, and she won't die in the traditional sense of the word. She'll be here with me and her sisters. It will be gentle, like stepping into a pool. All of these lingering threads left by your decisions can still be mended if you let her help me. Shit. So there are going to be disasters unless Kanika dies. Dies, and then everyone forgets she existed. Okay, so you know what? Okay, so. Here we go. I am going to choose to let her die, because this is my first playthrough of the game. There are multiple endings to this game. That's what I've been told in the little description of this game on Steam. The description of this game told me that a single playthrough won't even show me a fifth of everything that goes on in the story. And so, specifically because I did not romance Kanika, or got close to her, or the fact that she doesn't even consider me a friend. She straight up said she does not consider me a friend. I am going to let her die. On my second playthrough, I'll probably do my best to keep her alive no matter what, even if disasters do happen. But right now, let's see where this goes. Let her finish what she started. Even though you do not utter a single word, the witch understands your intent. You don't have to see this part. I'll come back when it's done. The dream fades back around you. For a second, you struggle to remember why you were here. There is an odd weight in your chest, some negative emotion that now feels unmoored from its source. You were looking for someone, or maybe you found them, but... Oh, that's right. You were trying to find Carmilla. Oh, what? Huh? I forget somebody forever. Anthony, I'm so glad you were able to find your way here. I was worried everyone had forgotten about me. I don't know how long I'd been stuck in here. I hope it's not too late. We need to get back to town. You have to help Stella and Tabitha and everyone else. But before that... She wraps her arms around you, pulling her into an embrace. She smells like herbal smoke and pine needles with the vaguest undercurrent of coconut. So, because Sybil absorbed Kanika, she absorbed her. So now she's young again all of a sudden. And we're all just going to remember her as a young woman. We're just going to forget about Kanika, and we're just going to outright remember Sybil as this young woman right here. My, oh dear. Please excuse me, there's about to be an ad break. I will continue reading after the ad break is finished. So yeah, ad break. Let me pause for a bit. Let the ads do their thing. Boy, oh boy. Because I don't want to just continue on when there's a whole lot of important things happening. And sip some of this tea here. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. This is the 5th episode. The developers say that this game is still under development, so there may or may not be a 6th episode in the future. But I was thinking that this game would end here at episode 5. So if this does end here, then I will definitely start a new playthrough within the week and see what I can do differently. See what happens if I make different choices. Because man, oh dear, oh my. This is really nerve-wracking. This is like Telltale game level nerve-wracking. Oh boy, oh dear. Okay. That's the ad break. There is a comfort in the smell. It reminds you of something, and when she pulls away, you find yourself missing it, wishing you could keep chasing that half-forgotten dreams. But they're only dreams. Thank you, Anthony, for caring enough to come and save me. Of course you cared, after the two of you spent all of yesterday looking for Stella together, even though you've only known each other for a few... I'm sorry, what? You've been spending all day together? What? Even though you've only known each other a scant few days, it was only right that you come looking for her when she needed your help. I don't know what I would have done without you. Now, let's get out of here before we both get sucked back into the dream. Where did I come save you from? This place. It took me out of the world, trying to isolate me, to erase me. Was there someone else here? Those figures, the ones that were dancing around through the illusions? All of this is meant to confuse us. Don't let it make you doubt reality. You and I are alone here. Everything else is a dream. How do we leave? Take my hand. Her hand finds yours, her grip light and delicate. Now that we're together, the illusion can't hold us here anymore. Let's go home. She tugs gently, and the world shifts nauseatingly around you. It feels like you're being buoyed upwards, ascending rapidly, the dream rushing away like water down a drain, until finally you surface. Ooh, rain? Oh, we're lying in the rain. Ooh, we're in the puddle. You're outside, it's raining, you have no idea where you are. Tulip! Genie! Ooh, I got achievements for finishing episode 5. This is the end of episode 1. Major content update remains until the story reaches its conclusion, the Phantoms. Okay, so we do have one more episode. Okay. Alright, stay tuned for updates. Well, alright. So yeah, let me save. So, yeah. I'm probably gonna stick with my decision right here, but I will go back to it personally just to see what would have happened. But, yeah. Join a subreddit, Discord, or mailing list. All of this. But alright. Alright. That is it. That is it. Man, oh dear. Shit. Like, I really... Killing that baby really did feel like the right choice. Because it's not really a baby, it's a creature. It's a creature siphoning off the bodily fluid off another person, killing them in the process. So trying to kill that pumpkin creature felt like the right choice, but the fact that two people are dead now makes it feel like the wrong choice. Like, should I have really just stood there and let it kill Bo? Like, I'm starting to feel like I should have just let it kill Bo, because Bo is a minor character. Avery did not feel like a minor character, but Bo felt like a minor character. Ugh. So yeah. I figured the 5th episode would have been the final episode, so there's going to be final chapters. I think I might join the Discord or the subreddit, whatever, just to see when it's actually going to happen, when the update, this new episode is actually going to be released. But, yeah. That's going to be it for tonight.